Hey everybody, my name is Jeff and I'm from Angeles City, and today I'm taking a break from my normal building vlogs to talk about converting 240 volts to 110 or 120 volts here in the Philippines. If you don't already know that most of the residential power here in the Philippines is at 240 volts, and if you're an expat that lives here or is planning on moving here, you may have thought about bringing some items with you to the Philippines, or you may have brought some things like I did to the Philippines, 110 devices, and how you're going to use those devices here. Well, there's several ways of doing it. One of probably the most common is to use a step-down transformer. So I got this at Ace Hardware probably about a year ago, and I don't know, I paid probably around $100 for it. It's a 2,000 watt step down transformer, taking the house power from 240 down to 110 or 120. Really good piece of equipment. This is a 2,000 watt. So when you go to buy a transformer, a step down transformer, what you need to do is calculate how big of a device that you need, or how many watts of a device that you need. So household items in the back or somewhere on the device, there's a tag, and that'll provide you the amount of wattage that it uses. So the devices that I brought a power drill over here, which doesn't use many watts, but most of the heat producing devices produce a lot of wattage. Crock pots, air fryers, rice cookers, all of which that we brought over. So this works well for them. The downside is that it's big and bulky, and it's just a pain in the ass to drag out every time you want to use one of those devices. But if you do get one of these devices, a rule of thumb to determine what size wattage you get is to look at the little sticker on your device, and then add about 10% onto that, I think is the rule of thumb. So if you have a 1,000 watt device, you add 10% onto that, that's an additional 100 watts. So that's 1,100 watt step-down transformer is what you should get, or at least at that level. There's also another way. Instead of using this big bulky transformer, there's yet another way that a lot of us that live in the Philippines may be unaware of, and I'll talk about that in a minute, so stay tuned. I'm back. I'm actually over the construction site. I thought it would be a little bit easier to do a little walk and talk, give you a little visual of what I was talking about. As I mentioned earlier in the intro, electricity here, residential electricity in most places is 220, 240 throughout the Philippines. And electricity was first introduced to the Philippines by the Spaniards back at the late 1900s. And then during the U.S. colonial period, from like the early 1900s up until the 70s, the U.S. had played a role in developing the electrical system here in the Philippines. Matter of fact, in the late 60s, the U.S. gave the Philippines, or granted the Philippines, a pretty sizable loan, and helped with the upgrading of their electrical system here in the Philippines. And shortly thereafter, I think that's when the Bataan nuclear power plant was started. For anybody that's familiar with that, that was a pretty big endeavor. I believe it was Westinghouse, a U.S. company, that had the lead on that, and they built a pretty big, pretty nice modern nuclear power plant up in Bataan. And then I think the Chernobyl thing sort of scared everyone away, and it was never activated and used. But with that said, because the U.S. played a pretty important role in the electrical system here, there are pockets throughout, especially in some of the rural areas, or in some of the city areas where the U.S. was present, you know, the U.S. uses 110. So with the U.S. military bases here at Clark and up at Subic, you'll still find remnants of that, and the capability to easily go from 240 or 220 down to 110 or 120, which is the case in my subdivision. I mentioned it before. The subdivision adjacent to mine used to be housing. It was used as housing for the U.S. Air Force Base, and they had 110 in there. So the electrical system here in Angeles City is what's called a split phase. And a split phase is a 3-wire system. It's a neutral and 2 110 or 120 lines. And that's what we have here. And I probably should have said this earlier. Again, my disclaimer, I'm not an electrician. I'm not an electrical engineer. Back in the day, back in high school, I did go to vocational school for electrical construction because I thought I wanted to be an electrician, and I changed career paths several times. But so I have a basic understanding of electrical, and a lot of what I'm telling you is based off of that experience, but also based off of what I was told by my engineer and by the solar company that I've been dealing with. So if you can see the power lines up here, there's actually the 3 main lines up there. And I'm told that that reflects the split phase system. So you got a 220, a 220, and then a return line. And then I don't know what this is, just I think that's the same power, it's just a drop down from the main lines there. So how does a split phase system work? And I'm sure there's other names for it as well. But anybody who's had some experience with electric in Western countries, specifically the United States, we don't really use 220 or 240 much, maybe for ranges, electric ranges, and I think dryers. But here, 220, 240 is what typically is used. And if you look at my panel box here, you see 2 wires that come down from the pole, and then they come down and they run into the house. So with right now they're using 240 in the house. So how do they run 240 if each of these lines, as I mentioned earlier, is 110 or 120 and 120? 120 and 120. How does that work? Don't you need a return line? Well, not if the 120 lines are at 180 degree phased in the opposite direction, which apparently they are. And for those of you who are not real familiar with electric stuff, or maybe people that are familiar, never heard of that before, I was going to try to provide a detailed explanation and get a whiteboard, but I found a really good video online. So anybody who's geeky enough like me to learn a little bit more about it, I'll put the link to that video that explains how that works in the description box. And just in summary, that works by, since they're in completely 180 degree opposite directions, so the 220 can come in one end and return out the other, and they do that both sides. So you don't need a return line for that system, which is the reason why they only have 2 lines running in here. Now for my system, which I'm going to have some 110 outlets, they will drop the return line down from the power above. I don't know if you can see that. From the power above, and then there'll be actually 3 lines that run from the box into the house. And the twist to all of this is solar power. As I mentioned before, I already have the solar panels up on the roof. And spoke with the solar people, their electrical engineer, and asked them if it was going to be any issues with me having some outlets that are at 110. And they said no. So we will see. The proof is in the pudding, I guess. I guess we'll see when everything's hooked up and running. But yeah, so if you're currently living in the Philippines, or you're moving to the Philippines, and that's something that you're interested in, probably should talk to the local electric company and find out what kind of system is being used in that particular city or barangay that you're in. And if it's set up the way that it is in Angeles City, then you can easily have a 110 panel and have 110 outlets if that's something that floats your boat. You know, I know a lot of expats come here and they don't bring anything, and that would have been my choice, but as I mentioned in some earlier videos, we brought about 33 Balikbayan boxes, the jumbo boxes here. And since we were bringing so many boxes, I thought I'd throw my electric drill in and some other items in there. Okay, well, this would not be an instructional video unless I had a PowerPoint or I was using a whiteboard. So after I watched the video, I realized maybe it wasn't as crystal clear to others as it is to me and how this is done. So I just did a quick little drawing here. As I mentioned in the video, outside, this is the main line. Currently, there's only 2 wires coming from the main power supply that go into the house. Each of these are 120 and 120. And because it's a split phase system and they are running in opposite directions, they don't need a return line. So that's how the system is currently set up. That's why you only seen 2 wires in the box. To run 110, they will pull the neutral from the main line and run that into the house as well. And then this will be the neutral and this 120. So they'll separate this and this one, and this will go into the 120 panel. And then all the receptacles that are hooked up to the 110, 120 will feed into that panel, and then everything else in the house will work off of the 240, 220 like any other house in the Philippines. So that's how you do 110. If you are interested in these kind of videos or videos on a home build, which I normally do a couple times a week, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, which is down here, and you'll be notified when I put a new video out. If you like the material, give it a thumbs up. If you have questions or comments, please put them in the comment section. Again, I'm not an electrical expert, so if you have some detailed questions on algorithms and all that other stuff, I'm probably not going to be able to answer it. But again, if that's something that interests you, that video is a pretty good video. It's about 8 or 9 minutes. The guy does a good job of explaining how this type of system works. So thanks for joining. Hope you have a great day wherever you're at around the world, and hope to see you next time. Take care.